That's right. So this took place about 7 hours ago at 10 in the morning, and the bus stop was even busier then than it is now. You can see behind me how crowded these bus stops get, and it was at such a busy moment when the two attackers chose their moment. Now, what we understand is that as well as firing into the crowd of people waiting at the bus stop, they also fired into one of the buses that was stationary at the stop as the driver had pulled it in. Now, it is fortunate, as we were just hearing, that the weapons that were used were fairly rudimentary, with a handgun and a Carlo weapon being used, neither of which has a particularly high rate of fire. If it had been more serious weapons, assault rifles, that sort of thing, it could have been even more serious in terms of casualties than it was. But, of course, the two attackers were not the only people armed. As we have heard, an armed civilian and an off-duty soldier. In fact, the off-duty soldier was a squad commander from the Hasmonein Brigade, which is itself an ultra-Orthodox unit that's serving in the IDF. As you'll be able to see from behind me, this is a neighbourhood, an area where a lot of ultra-Orthodox people pass through, and so it's fitting that it was one soldier from that community that was involved in the incident. Let's have a listen now to a soundbite that we took earlier from one of the individuals who was here at the scene as it happened.
I was at the station at the Ramot Junction where the attack took place. I heard gunfire. I saw people running away there. I understood that I had to act. I got on the bus there. I saw the terrorists. I saw myself and a few other civilians who were there. We opened fire on them until we saw a final neutralization. And from there, we moved forward to leave and treat the wounded.
And Rob, we've been talking here in studio about how this fatal terror attack highlights the ongoing threats by terrorists from the West Bank. What more is known about these two Palestinian terrorists? What can you tell us?
So both of them are from the northern part of the West Bank, in the area around Ramallah. Mutna Omar, a 20-year-old, was from Al-Kubeba, the village there, where IDF have already begun conducting operations and arrests. The second attacker, Mohammed Taha, 21-year-old from the village of Katana, also in more or less the same area, where, again, the IDF is already conducting a number of arrests. Now, it's worth noting that while these two were killed just behind where I'm standing now, a third individual has been arrested by the Shin Bet. It's understood that he potentially transported the individuals here. At this stage, we don't have any idea as to whether he had any understanding of their intent. Nonetheless, the Shin Bet have taken him in for questioning. There's also been roadblocks and wider security operations conducted in the West Bank as the IDF tries to get its hands on anybody that may have information regarding to the incident.
Correspondent Robert Swift, live on the scene of that terror attack at Ramot Junction in Jerusalem. More, of course, to come from Rob in the coming hours. Thank you so much.